Ladies and gentlemen, how is everybody doing? Yeah, are we here again for another react video to our glorious Oshi? Yes, we're gonna be reacting to the Shoe on Head video, but before we actually get into reacting to the Shoe on Head video, I would just like to add a little bit of context here. Okay, now the video question that we're going to be watching is pretty much, well, kind of like the end result of what's been going on Twitter. Okay? Especially when it comes to three particular VTubers on the scene, being Squee-chan, Rosie Bell Moo, just recently, and Kitsune, right? Yeah, we all know those three. And, you know, for some odd reason, I think maybe Leaflet might be thrown into the mix. I don't know. uh, yeah. So there's been a lot of backlash between VTubers and the general public. Okay? And I know, like myself, okay, being the Queen Dragoness of Darkness, of destruction, of taking souls and digging holes. Okay, this is what I do. I use my amethyst brain to just destroy everything. Woo! And I cannot enjoy that enough. So, like I said before, this is the famous tweet that pretty much gave the, I don't know what you could compare it to the Goldberg WWE return of Shoe on Head on Twitter. Okay, this is what started the whole entire thing. Okay, and this, I do believe, is what is caused Shoe on Head to make a video about. Because if you guys don't remember, not too long ago, not too long after, or maybe not too long before this, Twitter had gone crazy wild over a wholesome scene between a loving couple, and one of them was a girl that was handicapped. Okay, now I tried to find the clip. I can't find it for the life of me. I'm very terrible at searching for stuff. I mean, come on. I was terrible at at finding what's his face? That dude, Where's Waldo? Yeah, I was terrible at Where's Waldo. Okay. Still to this day, I cannot find freaking Where's Waldo. Okay? People can find it in like 5 seconds. It takes me at least, what, 10 to 15 minutes for me to find him? I know, I'm terrible. But yeah, so this is what started it all. Then we have the cartoon of the loving couple, which, you know, sent Twitter spiraling out of control, yada yada yada, all this other stuff. And Rosie, Kitsune, and I think Squee-chan were the primary targets for this hate mob against you know, the viewpoints that, oh, this thing is so wholesome. Yeah, that's what that's all it boiled down to. Now, I think Shoe on Head made a response video to, I guess, make fun of those people who were, yeah, looking at it at a very negative light. Because, let's face it, they don't have a life at all. Okay? And as much as I want to throw tomatoes at these people, okay, my quality tomatoes are not going to be made for these individuals. I'm sorry, all of you dorks who hated on these VTubers can find your own tomatoes and throw them at yourselves, okay? I did not spend eternity growing the most quality and very voluptuous tomatoes to be wasted on troglodytes such as yourselves. Okay? Go find your own rotten tomatoes at a compost heap somewhere and throw them at yourself. Leave me the frick alone. Okay, so let's react to the oh so, well, for some people it's infamous, but for me it's famous. Shoe on head. Yes?
Men. What do they want? Money? Status? Fast, expensive cars?
Being as a car enthusiast, okay, it's always about the cars, okay? Now, depending on which kind of guy you are, you could be the Jay Leno of people, and maybe you could be, I don't know, a Scotty Kilmer. You know, yeah, so Jay Leno, in case you guys don't know, he was formerly a comedian on national television. He was a stand-up comedian, had his own show. But after he retired, and even before he retired, sometime before that, he was collecting a bunch of cars, and I mean a bunch of cars. He has probably the world's biggest car collection, ranging from his own car, I think he made a design of, to, Indy cars, to, what's it called, Le Mans cars, oldies cars. I think he's got, 2 hangars full of cars? 2 airport hangars? Or it could be 3, I don't know. Somebody in the comment section actually proved me wrong on this one. But I think he might have either 2 or 3 airport hangars full of these freaking cars. And, yeah. So, that's one aspect of guys. Other guys, it's all about freaking money. I think we all know who those people are. We don't pretty much like those people, especially the ones in the mainstream media. Don't get me wrong, there's probably wholesome people out there that are, very rich, but hold their status of sanity and wholesomeness. Tectone. And maybe to a certain extent, Asmongold. Okay. But, yeah.
What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame, fortune, 3 hot chicks at...
To be quite fair, I mean, when I see this scene right here, I always think about that blonde chick or that one white lady on that white couch surrounded by all those black guys. Okay, Oh my god, I remember that scene so much. Dude, that was so hilarious, yet so controversial for some people. I took it as a joke. It was a funny little joke. Okay? But some people took it a little bit too seriously.
Once? Hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
Yes! Yes! This is the scene! This is the scene that people were being salty about. What the... Why? Why are you so salty about this?
This is literally just a fetish.
Oh my god. Okay, look, here's the thing. I'm gonna be real, okay? The amount of people who actually think this way is so minusculely small. It is actually insignificant. We don't even pay attention to those people. Yet for some odd reason, we pay attention to people in other facets of life. In other facets of, communities, okay? Bro, if we don't pay attention to these weirdos that actually do this, why should we pay attention to other facets of life? It just doesn't make any sense. Especially since it's like what people claim to be a loud minority, but in the age of the internet, it's starting to look like a very loud majority. I really don't know. It's the internet is so weird. Okay, look. Here's the thing. You want to know how weird it is? I literally made a video not too long ago about my favorite anime list. Okay, and in the last part of that video, I think I actually ended up getting targeted by some weirdos on the internet. Oh my god. People literally don't know what a freaking joke is. Their life is so meaningless that joking doesn't even get involved in their vocabulary. They don't even know what a joke is. Their life is so much drama. It's so much victimization hood that oh lord.
I f***ing hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things.
Oh yeah, the restart of the feminist movement. Yeah, that's what freaking happened. Yo, that's just cringe. Why are you restarting something that I'm not even gonna argue about that. I think every woman who has actually seen what the frick today's feminist movement is doing is probably shaking their heads and saying, "What the frick, bro?" Especially the VTubers. My god. I honestly feel sorry. Not in the context that people think. I don't feel sorry for the VTubers that got lambasted by all this because they know it's just a bunch of dumb people. Literally, they do know. But a lot of people are just gonna say, this is the way things are. And you know what? I'm probably one of the people that probably one of the VTubers that that these people try to cancel too. So I'm part of cancel culture. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. Tell that to my graveyards. Yeah, I have multiple graveyards.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post.
Wait, terrible mistake? That was no terrible mistake. You literally came in like freaking Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, speared the haters twice, and KO'd them. What are you talking about?
A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who is assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as—
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you straight up for all those crazy women haters. Go watch a freaking anime rom-com. Okay? Watch, no. I'm not saying go and watch, what is it called? Bunny Senpai, or anything of that nature. Go watch, what is it called? Mysterious Girlfriend X. Okay? Go watch all those wholesome, anime rom-coms, okay? I think there's another one called Real Girl. Yeah, there's an anime called Real Girl. I want I challenge any crazy feminist woman who lambasted against this anime to go and watch the anime Real Girl. Okay? I bet you 1000% every man can relate to that one. It is the most genuinely wholesome, heartfelt anime, aside from this one that Ls-ShoeOnHead is going to talk about. And I would love to see the reaction of all these haters. I really would. Okay? Real Girl is a pretty decently old anime.
As to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean-shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving.
Oh my god, I haven't heard of this company in such a long time. Henson? Wow, I'm old. This is why I'm called a freaking hag-tuber. Okay?
You ever just accept that some products are just garbage? Like, for years I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman.
I'm gonna be real here. Okay, I'm literally gonna be real here. Tights are a joke. Unless it's for, like, winter. Okay? Like the sheer tights, it's oh my god. You have to be very gentle with those. It's ridiculous. It is the most. I don't want to get into the whole drama.
We just accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie. But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson Shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think, that's just the way.
I'm gonna have a confession to make. I use Gillette. What is it called? That 5-blade? Not the black one. The black outline one, but it's the one with, like, the blue at the bottom. Yeah, Gillette Pro Glide. That's what I use. Gillette Pro Glide. I'm so annoyed by it.
Way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is. Thanks to Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is on a mission to improve shaving, with no gimmicky subscriptions or moisturizing strips, but with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. The razor prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave every time. And here's the best part. Once you invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace are the blades, which literally cost only 10 cents each. So once
I spent $40 for a pack of 12 of the Gillette Pro Glide. If this is gonna save me money, sign me up, baby!
Once you own the razor, you'll be spending like $3 to $5 on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying expensive plastic cartridges. Henson's store offers a variety of colors and even a titanium version, so you can pick the razor that best fits your style. So if you're tired of razor burn and overpaying for blades, now is the perfect time to make the switch. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both.
If they have plum, or they don't have plum? They don't even have purple? That's my favorite color. Also, $90 is a fucking steal. But the thing about it is that I'm a little worried because it's a single blade. And I'm kind of a little bit clumsy. But then again, it's like... one single blade cutting you, or 5 blades potentially cutting you. Yeah, I'll take the former.
Both a Henson razor and the 100 blades to your car, and then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the 100 blades for free with your purchase. Your skin, your wallet, and your environment will thank you. Big thanks to Henson Razor for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad, right?
If I were wearing a pair of 3D glasses right now, that thing would be poking me inside the eye.
Now let's get back to the video. Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime.
Oh, okay. Says the woman who's... Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
There's my dress-up darling. There's my dress-up darling, and then there's this other one where... It's like my dress-up darling, but a little bit more risque. Jeez, what's that name? It's that it's that blonde girl with the white tube top and mini skirt, and it's like she's got white, like wears white and pink, and she's a blonde. Is that still my dress-up darling? No, it's not. It's a different one.
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid.
Sailor Moon's... Oh my god, Shoe-On-Head's gay! She watched Sailor Moon! Bro, the lesbian couple in that Sailor Moon is like legendary. I'm sorry about Pokemon, okay? I cannot forgive anybody who watches freaking Pokemon, especially when Brock lusts over, what's it called, Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny. A lot of, you know what, here's the thing. A lot of people were shipping Misty and Ash. But I think Ash ended up with somebody. Right? Or was that just a headcanon? I don't know.
And a few years ago, I watched Beastars on Netflix.
She's also furry. She's also a furry! Let's go, furries!
Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for
I call cap on that one. I call cap on that one.
my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime. But because of this clip going viral, I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit, and I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the...
When I watch Real Girl, I cried a lot. Okay? I'm gonna keep it real. When I watch Real Girl, I cried a lot. If I end up watching this anime, you definitely can bet your ass I'm gonna be going through 2 boxes of Kleenex. Okay?
the average male fantasy. So what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control. Oh. Oh no. They think, oh.
I'm sorry, but I can't stop laughing at these tweets. Oh my god. Oh my freaking god, yo. This is... Wow. Wow. Why? Why?
God. Why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fanfictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy. And she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu.
If any woman wants to have their point proven on this thing, go watch Walker, Texas Ranger. The lover thing between Alex and what is it called, Walker, is so cringe. It kind of supports the point of view of these sick bastard women. I'm gonna keep it real. It was the love story between Walker and Alex was so cringe and told and acted so poorly. Oh god. But hey, you know what? Other than the whole love scene between Alex and Walker, I mean, everything else about the show was pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. But that acting.
She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong, she like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house, she was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead.
Oh, I remember those days of watching those Hallmark movies. Oh my god. Oh my god. Especially around Christmas time. Dear God, Christmas and Thanksgiving Hallmark movies? Nightmares. Nightmares. If you thought Walker, Texas Ranger, love between Walker and Alex was terrible, my God, you have to watch those Hallmark movies during Thanksgiving and Christmas. Dear God, they take the cake. Oh, my brain.
He's already got his shit together, and she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams, and in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been sleeping on anime this entire time? His fantasy.
Yes! Anime is the queen! Or king, depending on your perception. But I'm just gonna tell you one thing, Shu. Don't watch shonen anime. I'm gonna tell you right now, Shu. The rom-com anime, peak, very peak. You will love rom-com anime. That's for sure.
fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich? Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any
See, here's the thing, Shoe-on-Head. If you want a list of rom-com anime, I can give you one. Oh, I can give you a list of almost every freaking rom-com anime in all of history. All you have to do is just ask.
humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist? The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Weird. Average men.
I once worked with a guy who fell in love and married a woman who literally had cancer. She succumbed to the effects, unfortunately.
Men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa, normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat?
Uh-oh! Wait! Hold on. Should every single VTuber band together to try to get Shoe-on-Head a VTuber model? I think I'll just leave it there.
I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo.
You know what? Personally, I would have preferred a straight jacket, but this works too.
You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just...
Like I said before, called it. I called it. And she supported my view. That people who do this are so small it's insignificant that we all ignore them. Yep. Called it.
Wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men.
Fun little fact. I'm just gonna wait to buy GTA 6 for $100 and probably $15 with taxes. Because if the game turns out to be shit, if online is pathetic, I'm not paying $115 worth of game and tax to buy to that franchise. Hell no.
Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because... How do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop.
No, Shoe, they're not. They're lonely women who wish they could have this, and they hate themselves so much they project their feelings onto this happy couple. It's a thing. It's very sad. You see it on TikTok. You see it on Instagram, probably. And I don't know if this is true or not, but it also happens on Twitch, probably. I can't confirm that because I don't watch that section of Twitch. Okay? I really don't. But I was made aware that this is a thing, although I haven't seen it for myself.
Stop watching porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf.
Romance novels. Oh my god. Any woman who plays romance novels, and that's... What is it called? Oh yeah, Love and Deep Space Gacha game? Oh my god. The amount of money that game has made, Love and Deep Space, was absolutely ludicrous. Yikes. Man, these women were so lonely, weren't they? They spent millions of dollars on that game. Gee, I wonder why.
Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to god, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But
I not only saw this kind of stuff on Twitter, I also saw it on my local television news station. Yes, this does include that some guy about 15 to 20 years ago on national TV was reported to be mating with a pumpkin in the middle of two houses. Don't ask me. I have seen things. I have heard things.
the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a...
Yeah, the thing is that lately over the past, decade or so, it's kind of shifted the other way around. Where women are the providers and men are the caretakers. This shift... Okay, you want to know where this shift actually came about? Is around the time when George W. Bush, I do believe, was in his second term when this thing started happening within the culture. But it hasn't ramped up completely until the past, I want to say, decade and a half. So, yeah.
A big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally...
And this is because the We were in that silly little forever war with the Middle East. Don't even know why that happened. Halliburton crashed. Enron crashed. The automotive industry was about to crash. The stock market was going down. And a lot of big businesses fell to the floor in the most glorious way ever. And the only saving grace was small businesses, not big businesses, and women in the workforce was a thing. Okay? And it was like those whole mom and pop shop things that were going around. And usually they were like owned by women. You know, you had like all these bakeries that were popping up. You had something like Steinmart, I think it was, that was starting to pop up. You had, what is it called? Starbucks popping up more. You had Subway popping up more. You had, like these like little thrift stores, and they were very, 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 prominent until just recently. Way to go.
Known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot that the whole PDF file. Oh no. Who just because the art makes it look like a little girl doesn't mean it's a little girl. My God, go watch Pippa. If you really want to have any kind of like context as to the weirdos of this, these people in anime, okay, go watch Pippa. She just basically lambasts these weirdos who think this way. Oh my God.
Old wives? Average male fantasy is a disabled child? More proof that men are pedos. That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24.
Here's the thing. Guys, nowadays, I think they're trying to go for older women. What is it called? Hackmaxing or something like that? Because they're more mature. Younger women, we don't talk about younger women. They're immature, they're crazy, and it's very hard to find a younger woman who's wholesome. Really.
Anime years, he is practically hag-maxing. And yes,
Yes!
she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least
Go study up on the male brain. I'm not going to spend the next hour trying to explain the science of the differences of mentality between men and women. Okay? That's not in my nature to explain. It's full of knowledge. You just need to work and see it for yourself. And please, for the love of God, do not choose websites that are politically motivated. Dear God, they exist.
the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts?
I'm gonna say it right now. Flat is justice. Let's go on with the controversy. Flat is justice. Whenever you marry a woman with big bazongas, just know that when they turn into senior citizen age, they'll be sagging to the floor.
of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer porn brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe-On-Head channel. All titties is good titties. End of story. Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No, you're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown adult.
Slender legs. Long, slender legs. Children don't have that.
Woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and...
Yeah, we also have Nahida from Genshin Impact. It brings so much PTSD for me because there were people who... My condolences for Tectone. My condolences for Tectone's mental state and meltdown during that time of Nahida. Oh my god.
And this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like...
Okay, you want to know something very interesting? I've been actually going through my YouTube shorts, and a lot of them nowadays are a lot of these YouTube shorts are popping up in my feed right now of Japanese girls being cute. Yeah, I'm starting to get that in my YouTube feed right now. It's... I wouldn't say it's weird, but it just came out of the blue for no reason. Like, is there a point to this? Am I missing something?
The Insta baddies, the e-thoughts, the e-girls, the muscle mommies.
Oh my god, that one before? That was kind of crazy.
The boss babes, the boy babes.
I love fat boys. Oh, the internet's gonna kill me again. Whee!
But I feel like every woman is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10/10s all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane, as if that wouldn't make you crash out.
You know, some people were making commentary about Dan Clancy on Twitch. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is, like, a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster and
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've noticed, like, a lot of the time. People, like, they're like cute or like super hot or gorgeous. Back in the day, people avoided those women because they think that they already have a boyfriend. But 9 times out of 10, those women did not actually end up having a boyfriend. Right? But a lot of men became jealous of the guy who actually approached the woman. The woman liked the man. The entire class wants to yeet him off into Mars. Okay, this, I know it's an over-exaggerated anime trope. Okay, but it does happen in real life too. That they get jealous because they were too chicken to actually talk to the woman, because they were afraid, oh, she already has a boyfriend. Her boyfriend is like the most masculine things on the football team, on the soccer team. They never paid attention to tennis or baseball for some odd reason. But they were afraid of the wrestlers, the football team, and the, I wouldn't say going far as the basketball team. Okay, that's the least other thing. But as far as tennis and baseball, they don't care about those. And they were afraid to approach these beautiful women because they think that, you know, these guys from the football and wrestling team were going to smash them to smithereens. So that was the thing. And a lot of these women, they were just very lonely. Okay, and then you end up having like these mixers later on for these women who didn't even have a relationship. And nowadays, women think that OnlyFans is the way to go. Yeah, no.
The 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot! They're hotter than they've ever been! They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
What? I have very mixed feelings, and my mental just crashed right now on this statement. What?
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend
I'm taking the kids!
they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the Shoe on Head audience. You're all gremlins.
Care for a tomato to throw at the gremlins.
Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent. You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
Huh?
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how— But in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it.
Huh?
We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes. Yes, it is.
For
look,
you?
More misogynistic gooner fantasy
made that
slop
comment?
written by
Yes.
misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage. So
I think this person's misconception of the male fantasy is because of freaking Tectone. don't know why he gets lambasted so much, but the year of Genshin Impact is over. The pandemic is done. Please, get your head out of the sand. And eat it. In the words of the famous, what's it called? Pirate Software. Go eat sand.
Here's the thing. That, misogynistic gooner fantasy slob written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe, a woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you?
Chivalry is dead. Chivalry died like 20 years ago. Actually, no, Chivalry died about, what? Not even 15 years ago, more like, what, 12 years ago? Something like that. Just a tad. I don't think it's that long. I don't know, sometime around a decade ago.
And falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney...
So men are now the Snow White. I don't know how people are going to take that statement. They're probably going to spin what I just said around. Okay, well...
Remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman. Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story.
So people are paying attention and getting salty of the other one, but they're not paying attention to this one? I have a question for those people who are getting cringy with the comments. I would like to see what would happen if people knew about this version. Yeah. I can already imagine it. Can you imagine it?
Called Perfect World. It is a manga. Mango? I don't know. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the...
It's okay, Shoe-on-Head. I have somewhat quality tomatoes for you. You're welcome.
moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health. But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it, but these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me.
Squeechin! Bro, this woman is kind of crazy. But not really. She's crazy in a wholesome way. Okay, let's be for real. She's crazy in a wholesome way. I love Squeechin. I I love Rosie Belmu. I love Kitsune. I love all those girly VTubers. Okay, I really do. Okay, I follow them everywhere. I watch them. Okay, very very contently. I'm a stalker. Okay, look. Here's the thing. I am a dragon of darkness, so I always watch from the shadows.
They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert, least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist?
What? Oh, wait. Wait. Are they making fun of, Kirsche? They're not only going after Squee-chan, Kitsune, and Rosie Belmu, they're also going after Kirsche, too? Okay. I thought I've seen everything in the entire world. Oh my god. Twitter is the gift that keeps on giving, people. Twitter is the gift that keeps on giving. I don't think I can store so... I think I have a limit on the amount of cases of tomatoes I can be throwing at these people. Oh my god.
You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But
I wonder how these VTubers are going to react to this. I would love to watch the reaction to these from these people. Really. This is great.
But apparently even being anonymous online does not save them because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men.
Yeah, I really feel sorry for Kitsunero. Really, I really feel sorry for her. Even that one VTuber that got her, I think her Windows sledgehammer smashed by some crazy dude. That was something. Bro, for people to have no life, for that to happen, is kind of crazy. Especially when you take a parasocial relationship way too freaking far. It is disgusting.
Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place and, like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism, like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people.
There's a certain limit to being humble, okay? This does not include self-discrimination. Okay, you can be humble without putting your emotions... Without putting your emotions through the into the ground. Okay, it's... Why does everything have to be black and white? Like, seriously, can we just have a little bit of gray area? everybody's different. Like, seriously, black and white, that's, bruh.
Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance.
What was that meme on the YouTuber shorts about that one girl that said something about, we want this, but we don't want that? And like, these guys from different races came up and said, yeah, we don't want you. Maybe you could choose this other race. And then this other race said, yeah, due to like a consultation with my race, we don't want you either. Bro, that thing went so viral and like crazy. Oh my god.
White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her
Can somebody please tell me what the frick is Marxist propaganda about that? Okay.
caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off. You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded. She's not-
What is that take? I know you have limited space in your Twitter account, on your Twitter feed, but if you're really gonna have to say something, please, for the love of God, at least take the time to make a Google Doc. Yes, the oh-so-famous Google Doc. I think I just might have accidentally opened Pandora's box. I mean, if the new meta is Google Docs, please, for the love of God, Google Doc.
retarded. She has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these like I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay. Fellas, is it simping to love a woman? Nah, this is not the male fantasy.
Guys, the age of simping has been over for like, what? 7 years now, I think? Especially since Twitch kind of like made it so that it was illegal to say the word. So it's like, yeah, don't get me started on that one. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad. Fellas, is it beta to love a woman? This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest. Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother. What is this, like an alternate version of, what's his face, Sneeko? What is this Sneeko commentary? I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse. The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. What part of this anime makes you think Game of Thrones?
It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the princess and the dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount—
Yeah, I don't trust Wikipedia for the life of me. Wikipedia, I found out, is like one of those weird websites which is like a bit of a hit or miss. It's gotten, like I said before, it's gotten better, but I don't always trust Wikipedia. It's, depending on the subject matter, it could be either politically motivated, or it could be actual fact. So, yeah, be very careful with Wikipedia.
A lot of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pope of Women has spoken.
grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern...
We can blame the Forever War for this. Oh my god, yeah, we can blame the Forever War with this. People think that, Obama this, Obama that. No, it was George W. Bush. Let's face it, people. It was literally George W. Bush. He started the fire, and maybe Obama actually ended up fueling the flames a little bit more. That sort of thing. But really, ultimately, oh god, I'm gonna get canceled again. How many times have I already canceled myself on this video? Is this like number 4 or number 5? I really don't know.
Audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, This woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and/or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home.
Yeah, why do you think I worked my ass off to get my truck? Bro, it was so fucking difficult to get my truck. Getting a truck working at a restaurant, especially in my position, oh dear God, it feels so good to be owning something like that. Especially something that big and massive. Okay? And it does end up serving a purpose later on. I mean, I could be able to help out my parents, pull their cars out of a ditch, or like, being able to tow their car back home, and they don't have to spend like large amounts of money for a tow truck or stuff like that. I can do that. This is why I bought my truck in the first place, to be able to do things that I wouldn't have been able to do in the first place. Especially with a job that really kind of shouldn't be making me allow myself to make such a purchase, but I did it anyways.
Greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That, and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying? So that was...
Okay, but why go for 3 when you could go the Middle Eastern way? Right? What was it, is it Muslim religion that does the 7 maidens? Why stop at 3? Why not just stop at the high school DxD fantasy? I mean, I could go for a high school DxD fantasy, or you know what? Maybe we could go for a quintessential quintuplets fantasy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how people make polygamy work. It's... I will never understand it that way. I'm just going to keep it there because I'm going to end up canceling myself again for like the 5th and 6th time. But yeah.
That little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is...
I think the new meta is the step on me mommy kind of thing. So...
Between you and God, not you and Shoe-on-Head. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs?
I want to try to do trick shots with a flamethrower. Yeah, that's my fantasy. I want to do trick shots with a freaking flamethrower. Either that or maybe some, what is it called? Experiments with tank armor. Yeah. I'm living up to my name as Destruction. Yep.
Let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon with a new video.
Oh my god. Shoe, you're giving me some crazy ideas. Maybe, should I jot these down on paper and put a pin on it? Yeah, sure. Why not? So one flamethrower coming up. That was very good. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing what the way that we are dealing with these kind of situations nowadays. The way it's being handled right now, but eventually it's gonna end up all changing. It's really changing, really. I've noticed that the people aren't getting. I think people are giving up on being cringe nowadays. There's still like some aftershocks of the cringe, but for the most part, the war is lost for the cringy people. Right now, we're just right now. The warriors are, cleaning up the mess and stuff like that. So it's like we're clearing up the stragglers, I think. So yeah, but I think the war is there's probably going to be another battle because this is LGBT month and Pride month, but also got the fact that it's also mental awareness, men's mental health awareness month or something like that. So I'm just like, yeah, we're all tired of the weirdos. I'm tired of seeing these weirdos. It's so it's kind of beneath me, but at the same time I know that these people need to hear this, hear the things that I have to say, so that people don't get a weird misconception of my viewpoints, if that makes any sense. I know about the video I made about NRVT and stuff like that, but that's the way my mental is, So before I start to cancel myself again for the 7th time, I'm just going to go ahead and say bye, and I'll see you guys in Friday. Okay? So, bye!